Today, of course, Adani Enterprises, Cipla, Tata Consumer, these are the stocks which are actually seeing a bounce. But sectorally, if you had to pick out, it's actually chemicals which is a buzz. So everything from an Atul to a P Industries, Deepak Nitrite, Tata Chemicals, for instance, that stock is holding a buzz 2%. UPL is higher by about 2%. Coromandel International is higher 1.5%. Chambal Fertilizers, Aarti Industries, Rain, of course, is one of the biggest movers there, 3.6% higher as we speak right now. Naresh, I don't know how many of these chemical stocks do you track, but is there a trade here?
So this is a tough trade because overall, say all the chemical stocks are in different trends. So you have an Atul Limited, which is closer to 52-week lows, but you have something like a Deepak Nitrite, which has made a bigger move from the lows. The stock is back to almost a 1-year high. Then you have a Naveen Fluorine, which is in a different trend altogether. So out here, it's a difficult trade. The sector has no more that strength where it was, say, 2 years back, wherein it was a one-way momentum sector. So I'll be a little cautious here. Take a stock-specific call and be more focused in terms of a risk reward trade. So maybe Atul Limited comes to the fact because the stock has not given a bounce back relative to the markets, and 70-100, if it sustains, it could make a move towards 7600, 7800 levels. So I'd go with Atul in the whole basket.
Dilip, I want to go back to this whole ICICI Securities delisting. Why did they go public and why are they delisting it? What is the purpose which ICICI Bank will achieve by delisting ICICI Securities?
Well, I think as what we all know, the circumstances then were different. Circumstances now are certainly definitely different. But on a relative basis, if you were to see the way Angel has moved up, I think ICICI Securities possibly has not got that kind of valuation as possibly it deserves. But I'm not really analyzed ICICI Securities as to why it's not getting that kind of valuations in the market. But surely, I think if I've understood this particular thing, they are going to swap the ICICI Securities for ICICI Bank, then possibly I think they will make another attempt to relist it at a significantly higher valuations, maybe a couple of years down the line. So this is what I would think that they would do. But otherwise, this is something which is a little unprecedented. I don't think this thing has happened before, that the delisting has happened through the swap of shares. Possibly a first time, but maybe I may be wrong on this. But I would say that the only reason possibly could be they will come back again for relisting at a significantly higher valuation, which is where ICICI can unlock a much better valuations and much better cash.
Dilip bhai, if somebody is holding on to the share of ICICI Securities, you made a great point that ultimately they would like a higher value for this franchise. Then one should not tender only. Just stay with it. Take that risk that 2 years, 3 years, you don't know when it will get relisted, but you will hit a jackpot. I'll like to remind our viewers a similar case has happened in DLF. It got listed and it got relisted. And when it got delisted and when it got relisted, that time the difference was of like some 10-15 times.
I would completely agree with you, Nikunj. If I were to be in that particular position, I would refuse to give the shares because I would just hold on to it. Maybe it doesn't give me any value, but I don't know whether it's a compulsory swapping. I don't think that is possible. But still, yes, I would certainly agree with you that one should not tender and one should hold on to it because the intrinsic value, certainly on a relative basis, when you compare with the other companies in the same space, possibly ICICI deserves much better valuation.
Striking out for me is actually Aurobindo Pharma. For a stock where everybody had sold out, everybody had lost out, everybody had lost money, nobody was excited, went sub 400 rupees. I've seen stocks go higher, Kunal, but I've never seen a pharma stock go higher by 100% almost in less than 6 months. Yeah. Sub 400 has become 720. That's 80% higher?
Yeah, 80%.
Wow. What's next?
So I think we discussed this in the Chartbusters today, Nikunj, and the key reason for that is because there's a lot of change for many of the pharma stocks in terms of the trend. So the last 1.5 odd years, and Aurobindo Pharma I think was 1,000, 1,100. From there, the stock was beaten down to almost 400, sub 400 levels in a matter of consecutive patterns of lower highs and lower lows. And to reverse that kind of a sharp selling with such a a complete opposite view where the stock makes a higher highs and higher low pattern, that's the start of an uptrend. I think it's remarkable. So it's not just the price recovery for Aurobindo Pharma, but the manner in which the prices have recovered. I think that's the standout feature. The stock has also crossed back above its 200-day moving average I think a month and a half out back. So again, that's in reinstating a fact that the longer term trends have reversed for the positive for the stock price. It's just that now at the 720 odd mark, the stock is facing a major resistance. So I would expect that maybe the stock would consolidate away for some more time before it gathers firepower to break past about this resistance and then hopefully come back to their all-time high levels of 1000 plus.
Okay.